stuff, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe people develop huge egos. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Let's do some Q&A. I'll do the announcement of my giveaway winner right after Q&A. Make you guys wait just a little bit longer. But all right, let's look at the Reddit thread here. What do we got? I can't believe you guys actually found the thread and were able to put questions in here, because the Reddit filter obviously took down the thread again. Let's see. Who has done more to save esports? This is a question from Axeltoss. Destiny or Naniwa? Sheth, who has done more to save esports?
Destiny.
Thanks.
Explain.
By far. Alright, I'll explain.
This is a stupid question.
Naniwa is very, very similar to Stefano or Idra, but the scene has no other destinies.
Oh, can somebody get that quote out there from Sheth?
Wow.
Naniwa is very similar
that is
to
a Reddit
Stefano.
thread.
That might be the worst thing that you could ever say to Naniwa, is that Naniwa is similar to Stefano. I think that might be the greatest insult of all fucking time.
Oh my god. That's funny. Question for all. Do you guys think it's possible... What? No, never mind. I'm not going to read that one.
What? You started the question!
I didn't read the end of it. The misspelling kind of threw me off, so like I didn't... Well, okay. Well, this brings up a question that I guess it's a topic that's worth talking about. Techno Monk asks, question for all. Do you guys think it's possible revival through the game since they are both on the same team, quote unquote? And of course not. I mean, we're talking about getting into the top 60, getting into BlizzCon. So what does that have to do with throwing? Like in that case, I mean, there's nothing to gain from throwing in that case, right? So even if you were, it was acceptable to throw. But it does bring up a topic which has come up, maybe one or two times this year, which is the concept of kind of team. I don't want to say throwing, but team. What should I call it? Like the case with Cats at MLG, right? Where he actually conceded a victory to a teammate just because he felt like that teammate was going to have a better chance of winning the whole tournament.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten your thoughts on this, Steven, and I don't think so. I think it's for you too.
Fine, it's great. That should happen. It's better when people are upfront about it, so that nobody gets to play guesswork or anything. I have no problems with that. That's how teams work. Like if you're playing a team, like if you've got teams in MLG, like why wouldn't you expect a team fight, by the way? I thought it was nice the Cats did that rather than fucking gave it a half-hearted attempt and had people talking about it or whatever.
Hey, Sean, what do you think?
No, I agree. I feel like as long as you're upfront about it, and like, I mean, it's how life works, right? If you're a team, it only makes sense for you economically to like have your better player get more fame or whatever. It's not a great thing because it like lowers the quality of the matches or whatever, but if it's like a round of 64 match, you can't really even complain that because there are other matches that people are watching. The only real thing you could say is like maybe it messes with the brackets, but I don't know. Like maybe that's a legitimate argument for doing it at an MLG. Like that would be bad. Yeah. What do you think about that?
You just have to think about, I mean, like, if you're going to have teams in StarCraft 2, that's something you have to consider, that there's going to be a little bit of a conflict of interest there,
Okay.
It's
we're going to talk about this. I mean, okay, so Sean, would you ever concede a victory to any of your teammates? I mean, honestly. Like,
if there's a situation, like, I would never in any way admit to it. Like that could never even be in people's minds, right? So you'd have to like try your best and make it some sort of ridiculous thing. Like you wouldn't be able to tell anyone. You just keep it all to yourself and then just be like, "Good game, you outplayed me" at the end, and just never tell anyone, ever. But like if you're in a situation where like you're gonna make $10,000 regardless of whether you win this match or not, and your teammates who like you've been friends with your entire life and like needs $10,000 to cure cancer. Like, you're going to be like, I'll lose to him because it doesn't hurt me and whatever. I'll still find great matches. I just will maybe lose at the end.
There's a difference, Sean, between losing. So, there's a difference in that scenario and just conceding the victory before you even play. Because when you play the game, Sean, like you have those feelings, and those are natural feelings, right? So that actually does affect your play naturally, regardless of, regardless of if it's like your highest level or not. For whatever reason, it actually affects it, and it can affect you in a negative way, or just it can make your play lower, right? And that's different. I mean, I actually think that's kind of normal to have those kind of feelings, and then you may be playing at a lower level because of that. But conceding a victory in that scenario, like, how do you feel about that?
Like, this is like the finals of an MLG, and like my teammate wants it, and like he'll qualify to BlizzCon, and I'm already qualified or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, you can't do it. You gotta play it. You gotta be like, screw you, guy. I know you're my teammate, but like, you dishonor the tournament if you don't do it.
Yeah. So Steven, isn't there certain scenarios where like that's an extreme scenario, right? We're talking.
Here's the problem, okay? Because we can. Personally, I'm not interested in debating the concept or the philosophy behind it all because it's a waste of time. Here's the problem. If we talk about the practicality of it, it is impossible to enforce. So it shouldn't be an issue. That's how I look at it. There's absolutely no way that you can enforce match fixing because it could be as easy as I've got a Protoss friend and we're not going to match fix, but I really want him to win the tournament because it would make sure both of us get into BlizzCon. Like, let's say it's an issue with like you need so many points to get into WCS, right? And if you win, you have enough to go, but you're going to go anyway, but your friend won't get enough. But let's say that you win. Or if you lose, you'll both have enough to go, right? So obviously it's in both of your interests to match fix or blah, blah, blah. There's no way that anybody could tell you that you're not allowed to match fix because it's impossible to enforce. Because what's to keep us for at some point in time for being like, hey, like if we've got to play a best of 5, like I'll tell you like my 3 openers right in a row so you know how to blind counter, right? Like first game I'm gonna do like 3 hatch before pool. If you go like 2 base DT, I won't build detection. You know? How is anybody gonna enforce that? When like the guy sends 1 DT to every base and then you're really far behind. Like how is somebody gonna look at that and go like, well, like you can see that he didn't get detection in this game here, and then the DTs came in and cleaned up. Clearly, you know, like it's impossible to enforce something like that. Or like in game 3, like I'm gonna go for like a big 3 base roach all in or whatever. I want you to hide 2 stargates in like the corner of the map, and I won't scout it. Like how would you say like, well, you didn't, you know, like I'm just saying
or
like
on Shakuris you can just suicide a bunch of brood lords and then like suicide your next army and just kind of keep suiciding armies on Shakuris.
Yeah. What about so that's from the standpoint of the players, and I understand that. I understand the logic behind it, but let's talk about the standpoint of like the organizers. You know, like imagine just something analogous. Imagine a sports game, like a baseball game or a basketball game, like, and you know somebody like LeBron James, like somebody's paid to go see LeBron James, right? And let's say that this game's kind of meaningless to them. So, is it fair to the fans for him just like to not play this game like whatsoever? I guess in a way. And with the gaming analogy, is it fair for like an LG or a DreamHack to basically have dead time because this game never existed when it could be a high profile player?
I mean, it's like
there's professionalism involved, right?
Really, professionalism, no. Well, yes, but in a different way. This is a really shitty way to put it, but this is how it goes. If you want to see me play games, I'm an entertaining person and I'm a streamer and you're on my stream, like, technically I'm obligated to entertain you because it's how I make my money. I mean, I'm not really obligated to do shit because fuck you. But if I want to make money and continue doing what I do and I want to keep accumulating subscribers, I have to be entertaining. That's what I do. Mm-hmm. When you talk about a professional, all they really have to do is play the game well and play it in such a way that they try to win. And that's really all they do. When you watch me, the entertainment part is the actual action that I'm doing. But when you watch a professional, the entertainment part is just a byproduct of their competitive stuff, right? And really, at no point in time would you ever expect a professional to be obligated to entertain you. That really, it's always them just trying to win. So if they're ever set up in a situation to where it benefits them more on a competitive nature or their team, such to not give 100% in a certain game or whatever, they really don't have any obligation to the fans, so to speak, to do better because it's not really the fans or the entertaining part that they're there for.
You don't have to say it's an obligation to the fans. It's an obligation to at least the tournament itself, the event itself.
Actually, there's actually a situation where a lot of people try and lose games on purpose. Like I've done it too, and you've seen it with Stefano and someone else. Because you're in a group stage, and the winner of the group stage goes on to play like someone really, really good, and the like second place guy goes on to play like a foreigner or whatever, or someone not very good. So everyone tries to get that second place. So you like lose games on purpose to do that. Like, you straight up forfeit your
What
game.
was the what was the group stages? Fuck, I wish I could remember, but there were really funny games where that happened. Like one guy went like one base battle cruiser, and Stefan
yeah,
like two base queens or whatever. And the guy who was doing the battle cruisers, like even though he was actually winning with the one base battle cruisers, he was like, he's like, good job, well played, GG. And Stefano typed out no, and the other guy left. Like really stupid. I remember that. That was really, really funny shit.
Oh man. Okay, well, let's move on to the next question. We won't go down. We won't go down that rat hole any further. Let's see. We already talked about predictions for WCS. Oh God. Push-ups.
So I will be there.
Do you guys? Okay, Bubbles asked. Do you guys think SE2 has any chance to attract more viewers, fans to become a bigger
Oh,
esports
wait,
enterprise?
real talk, real fast.
What?
I just need to put this out there real fast.
All right.
Nesty definitely threw that game versus MVP at BlizzCon. Somebody in chat brought it up. There is no fucking way that Nesty did not throw that game to MVP. 100
I brought it up. That was what I said.
Oh yeah, no, I know,
what
but somebody else said. Yeah.
Alright.
Somebody in chat didn't bring it up too. I'm just saying, there's no fucking way that Nesty did not throw that game. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, well, okay, so that finishing that question is having more than 50k viewers for the finals. Okay, anyways, I'm not gonna answer that. That's not really easy to answer. So Sheth, Dark Hindu asks, do you think you'll ever be able to play competitively at a high level again, or do you think that the future for you is like a high level analytic caster?
I'd rather be the high level player, like by far. You know, it depends on how my hands go. If my hands get better, they're either going to get good enough for me to play or not good enough for me to cast. Like I don't think I'd be able to be a caster with like bad hands. Like casting like actually hurts my hands too a little bit. So.
Oh really? Oh, to have to.
Yeah, you actually got to click a lot and box stuff if you're like, you know, have your own.
That's what Adabisi's for, dude.
Yeah, I don't have my own personal Adabisi yet. I don't know, man.
You make it sound like he's like a gimp or something. Or something. Keep him in the basement. My own Adabisi. Destiny is my porn asks, is Destiny is a pretty attractive male. Do you think he should have a large cam for the fans that like him instead of the games he plays? I think so. I think so. When are you gonna get a green screen, man?
Fuck that shit. I think they look bad. Or tacky. I don't like it.
Let's see. ChanManV, do you like spare ribs? If so, what kind of sauce do you prefer? And for potato side dish, do you like fries or do you like baked potatoes? Yeah, I like spare ribs. I like barbecue sauce or black bean sauce with spare ribs. And fries. I like fries. I can't help it, man. Baked potatoes, I've just never been into. I don't know why. Everybody else likes it, but me. Okay, let's see any other questions here. Oh man, these are some personal. I can't ask those questions. Got our another token dust question. What's the track, Destiny? What's the best track on MMLP2? And why?
Fucking know, dude. I need to listen to it more. Fuck you. That's impossible to answer. I don't know yet. I'd have to listen to it more.
What's MMLP2?
I don't know. What is that?
The Marshall Mathers LP number 2, Eminem's most recent album.
Oh, gotcha. Got it. Okay, so Mulan Batar asks, for a question for all of us, how do you think WCS will pan out next year? Do you think a repeat of this year will seem too repetitive? Do you think a repeat of this year will seem too repetitive? I think a repeat of this year would not be good. I'll say that. So, it will be a lot different next year, I predict. What do you think, Sean?
Well, this time they're reverse region locking it. So in order to play in the North American server, WCS, you actually have to live in Korea. And to play in the Europe one, you have to live in Korea. And to play in the Korean one, you have to live in America.
You have to play with lag. That's a requirement.
Yep. I don't know. I don't think it can be worse. So, like, it has to be better, right?
Yeah. Destiny, have you ever considered doing online teaching, not related to StarCraft? You would be entertaining and be able to spread knowledge to the world.
Sounds great. I'll get right on that.
Isn't this what Unfiltered is, guys? I mean, he gives
Yeah, dude.
freaking
Pseudo
he
intellectuality
gives
101.
lectures like every
My own
single
college
week.
course.
Pseudo intellectual. That's definitely Steven's coin phrase there. Sheth Destiny Riddle. The man who invented it doesn't want it. The man who bought it doesn't need it. The man who needs it doesn't know it. What is it?
Do you want me to answer this?
Go for it.
I'm gonna have to go with a coffin.
Are you reading? Are you reading the actual question?
Yeah, Google that shit.
Oh, you. The answer's like right there. If you freaking just read the thing.
Oh, sorry. I wish people would call me for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I type so fast, I can Google information so fast. I could answer any question if I had 30 seconds on the phone with somebody.
That stuff must be staged,
yeah.
man. That whole like call a friend thing. That's like, I wonder how they. I don't know. I feel like, you know, if I were on the show, I'd totally have like an army of you guys like ready, and those people seem to always be surprised. Like, oh, he's on the show. Oh, he's playing for 100,000. I'm like, what the fuck? You totally
Wouldn't have
pre-called
one
this
guy
person
ready
to have
for
him
him.
on ready. So what the, like, it's so bogus, man. That's a good question. What game show? All right, 2 questions. What game show would you like to be on, and what game show do you think you have the best chance of winning the most money?
I have no idea. I'm not a good trivia
Sure.
person, so.
Well, there's a lot of other ones.
there,
that aren't
like-
true.
Are there any good game shows about just like luck, like pure luck-based game shows?
Isn't Deal or No Deal like complete luck based, for instance?
Nah, a little bit, but.
I mean, they always give you a bad deal, so I mean, you can just assume that.
I
Oh,
guess
wait,
that-
no, I'm sorry. Deal or No Deal is 100%
Total
luck
luck.
based. Yeah.
It's like total luck based.
It's 100% luck, yeah.
Perfect. I'll go there.
You'll go there.
I'm not good with like Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy. I don't know. I can't think of any other
What
great
about the
game
Ultimate
shows.
Gamer, though, Sean? The Ultimate Gamer. I think the payout wasn't very good on that, though.
Probably make more on Deal or No Deal for sure.
Yeah, probably. All right, one more question. Let's see. Is there any other good ones here?
It would be cool to be on like some sort of reality, like The Apprentice sort of thing. Would be neat though.
Oh yeah.
What would you do, Destiny? What would be your game show game?
I have no idea, man.
I'd like to be on the Amazing Race. You know, those kind of things where
Oh.
you're traveling the world and stuff. That'd be fun,
Yeah.
man. That'd be cool. I think I'd be decent at it too. The only thing I would suck at is having to eat like the most disgusting things. I have a hard time with that. I think
Sure.
I could do it for like the first few bites, but then it's like no way I could eat an entire like cow's testicle and that kind of shit. Okay, last one. Guitar Tom 849. Wouldn't it be really cool if WCS was region locked and players like the Muslim and Xenocider made it to BlizzCon? Would that be a better event? What do you guys think, actually? Do you think this final event of the year for WCS would be better as a, you know, more of a representative of the regions, even though they're not the best players? Or do you think, are you the type that wants to see the best players in the world play in the final
The
event?
best players at the world will be there, even if you region lock. The best players will still be
Well,
there.
the
It'll be
best
fun.
16 players in the world.
No, that's
Yeah.
fucking stupid. And it's not WCS World. It's just WCS fucking Korea or whatever.
Did you guys follow WCG and like Brood War very much?
I didn't.
I remember WCG.
So they gave like seeds to countries. So
Yeah.
like Korea would have something like 5 seeds or whatever. USA could have like 1. Sweden could have like 3. You know, and you go off just like skill of the country, and you know like size or whatever too. And then you have the finals that way, and it's like this huge hype thing. Because it was kind of really rare to see foreigners versus Koreans then, and I mean it would kind of be that way now too if you did this region lock, because there aren't that many tournaments that you could mix them. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd still be pretty happy seeing that. Just because I'd watch it. You know, I'd love to see like, oh god, a foreigner actually won against a Korean in the biggest tournament ever. That's amazing. Like Naniwa is an amazing story here, but imagine if Revival won. Like your numbers would be so much lower. If Nani was out, I care a lot less. I mean, I'd still root for my teammates, but that's about it for me.
Yeah, I mean, what do you say to the folks then? There are a lot of people that just want to see the best players in the world in the final event, whether they're Korean or not. Do you think they're crazy? I mean, do you think they're just like, this is not for the good of the sport? Or what do you say to those folks?
Like what Destiny said, you'll still see like the 5 best from Korea. I mean, your gameplay is not going to be that much worse if you don't have number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 from Korea, and you have number 1 from
Well, is there parity right now?
other
I mean,
countries.
like, do the top 10 players have a chance from Korea to actually win BlizzCon, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think
What do
everyone
you
there
mean?
has a
What?
chance.
No, I'm just saying, if it was like, if we were to region lock it, do you think the top players, like, in, say, WCS Korea would be that much better than, like, the number 10 guy? Because that's really the question, right? Like, are we screwing out, like, the guys that wouldn't make, the WCS finals, but would actually have a shot to win, to beat the number 1 guy, for instance, that's coming out of that region?
If they're gonna beat him, then it's their imperative to win the fucking qualifiers. Then fuck.
Or just win within the region itself. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I feel
yeah.
about it too. I'm just
That'd be
bringing
like
it out
saying, what about this guy that lost his best of 4? Or, oh, fuck. What about this guy that lost his best of 3 against him? Like, maybe he could win a best of 7. Like, maybe, but fucking then, like, win the best of 3. Like, what do you want me to say,
Right.
This logic is toxic. Suck my fucking dick, you stupid piece of shit. Like, the way that people want the matches set up is they want it so that there are, like, 32 Koreans in every single qualifier in every single spot around the world. Like, and these are fucking kids that don't even fucking know how to play the game. Like, literally, I could cast 2 random NA Masters playing against each other, and I could hype both players up, and your fucking stupid ass wouldn't even know the difference between that and Koreans playing against each other. Seriously, dude, like, shut the fuck up. Like, if you don't even play the game at TM level, you're too stupid to even understand the difference between the highest level of play or a random fucking NA Master playing against you. That's a fucking fact, dude. It's a fucking fact, because you see people circle jerk the same stupid fucking shit on Reddit all the fucking time that's not impressive, that any pro player can look at and go like, why the fuck are these stupid kids even give a fuck? It's so stupid that those people who don't play the game a lot, who don't know what they're watching, will get on and be like, no, fuck players from every country in the world. I only want to see the best players in the world play, even though I'm too fucking stupid to know the difference. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. If you want to have it so that there are Koreans all over the tournament, that's fine. Then have, like, WCS Korea, and then just call it that. But that's not how any athletic event at any other part in the entire fucking world works. Like, if you have a world finals where there are qualifiers around the world, then those qualifiers are people that come from those regions. That's how it works in every big fucking event in the entire world. It's fucking retarded that WCS America was represented by, like, 14 Koreans. Like, that's not WCS America. Like, just call it, like, just have WCS Korea, like, 16 times over in Korea if that's what you want. Like, fucking Jesus Christ. Sorry. High Master NA players playing like Maru versus Dira series? No, but I can show you High Masters NA fucking versus some of the ways that people played against Sulky. What about that fucking really good Korean Trap or whatever? Trap or Hack? You guys would say he's a good Korean Protoss, and he made fucking Diamond League mistakes playing against that Zerg. Fucking force field stuff on the ramp is shit that I don't see in my ladder matches. Or fucking running 4 Phoenix into 4 Hydra and picking up 3 of them? Jesus Christ, you learn how to do that in fucking Gold League. Like, come on. Even Korean pros make mistakes all the time, but because you're so fucking stupid, because you don't actually play the game at a high level, you actually don't know who's playing really well or not. You have to rely on the casters. People don't realize how handicapped they are when it comes to actually watching high-level StarCraft 2. Like, they're so reliant on the casters pointing out what's going on, because they don't actually know otherwise if something is really impressive or really unimpressive. And Sheth can fucking attest to this too, where you will see casters who are horrendously biased towards a player going into a series, and they will circle jerk or hype every single thing that player does, even if it's the most standard fucking play in the world. They will hype every single thing that player does just because they're that specific player. Like, holy
even if it's really bad.
Yeah. Even if they're making questionable decisions, like, it'll be the difference. Like, if casters like a player and he makes a bad decision, it's the difference between the casters going like, I'm really interested to see that. Like, I'm not entirely sure why they would go for that. It's not normal at all. Like, it'll be really interesting to see what kind of special build he has prepared there. Whereas if they didn't like that player, they would go like, that's a pretty big mistake that he would make that kind of a play like that. Like, I wonder if the nerves are getting to him or whatever. Like, seriously, like, you guys have no fucking idea how big the casters influence how you think about a certain match. Because I watch pro Korean players play all the fucking time, and even any random GM or even high masters player can point out a million mistakes that happen, even in Korean high-level matches. It happens. Like, you just don't see it because you don't want to see it, because you brainwash into thinking that Korean players play perfectly all the fucking time because you only go by what casters say when you watch it. Sorry. Okay.
To add to that, I watched some games from like Sage and like other really high, like, I don't know how you pronounce his name, like Sanai or Sansani or whatever. Like, as I was casting them, and like all the PvPs and that entire group were pure coin flips that you could see off of like Destiny said, like a Masters League player of North America could do that exact same game very easily. Like one game was like a two gateway proxy, like someone who just randomly coach and be like, hey, put your gateway here, put your gateway here, press Z a couple times, and then like a move, right? Anyone can do that. So a lot of these games like can be done by anyone too. It doesn't
Sure.
have to be like this amazing Korean. Maybe you'd see more variety even.
And to somebody
And
in
maybe
chat,
even
I'm
better
not saying
games.
that Koreans are bad or that Koreans are worse than NA players. I'm just saying that you guys have this really fucked up mentality that you're going to be disappointed watching anything less than the absolute best players play. And I'm telling you, factually, I'm fucking telling you that you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between two NA Masters playing and two Korean Grandmasters playing if the casters were equally, you know, as excited in both series. I guarantee you that you would not be able to tell the difference between the level of play. You can't. You just can't. If you haven't played at that level and you can't pick out the mistakes like that out of experience, there's no fucking way you'll be able to tell the difference if the casters are equally as excited in both series. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. He is so wrong. I'm so fucking right, you fucking idiot. You can't tell. You can't fucking tell. You really can't. Holy shit.
This is the berate the viewers part of the show.
Hey, no, so fucking stupid to see a bunch of kids that don't fuck. I probably played more collectively. I played more StarCraft 2 than like the collective 90% of shit posters. They get online and start talking about how much they appreciate different matches and shit. You're so fucking hooked into what the casters are saying that if it wasn't for the casters, you'd be completely fucking lost in games. I guarantee it. Suck my dick if you disagree with me.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
some people make the argument of allowing the kind of season finals being what you're kind of talking about, Stephen, but the finals of the finals is this whole like top 16 point total, you know, point getters, right? Which can be anybody. It can be, you know, just it could be all from a region, which would be pretty freaking hard. I think it's almost impossible to do that, but you still stand by the final event should be the representation of the regions. I mean, I think honestly, as an event is going to be more successful if you do it that way. You know, if you do have people from each of the regions,
and also,
and
well,
that sort of
and
thing.
it'll have a little bit more integrity. And when I say integrity, I don't mean the best game. I just mean like I want like if we are at WCS finals for the world and we have the top qualifiers from WCS Mexico, I would expect there to be Mexicans there. WCS NA, I would expect there to be. Or, well, I'm sorry, they're obviously Canadians, Mexicans, or Americans. Or WCS Europe would be Europeans, or fucking WCS Malaysia, or WCS fucking Mars, or WCS Antarctica would be players from that region. When WCS XYZ is all Koreans, then what the fuck is that? Like, that's just WCS Korea. Like, that's it. Everything is WCS Korea. Like,
well, isn't it?
The biggest thing in... Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, Sean. I'll make my point after you.
I was gonna say too, like the biggest thing, one of the biggest things in StarCraft is when you watch games, you look to improve, and you almost look to find like this role model player. And a lot of people will find their role model player from their country or from something that they know they could be, and that's kind of a small thing. Like no one ever picks really a Korean and says, I know I could be that because, or at least I don't, and I don't think a lot of other people do. So by having these players from all these different countries, you can be like, oh my favorite guy that I watch and follow, and I know how to do his builds or whatever is playing it. It adds like a huge deal there too.
Yeah, just being able to relate to them and just having this, this tie to them. I agree. I think people are going to like their own. They're going to have an affinity to liking their own more so than somebody from another country. I mean, if the other person in the country is just like the best person in the world, of course you end up being a fan of theirs too. But definitely in our community, and definitely I think just StarCraft in general, because of Brood War, we've just always been really fixated on Korea, and that's kind of I think where all of this has developed, and in part you can say part of it is our fault, right? It is our fault as a community for putting them on putting the Koreans and GSL and all that stuff on a pedestal for so long, right? And
well, I mean, they were on a pedestal
too.
because they were like the best games,
right?
They were the best players, no?
That's.
I
mean, the logic behind it isn't wrong. It's just I'm just saying that's kind of. I mean, it's kind of our fault for doing it if that's the case. But yeah, so hopefully we'll see some region locking, and region locking is also good because we give some of these folks a chance, to be on huge stage. Some of our favorite players in the community to be on a big stage, and have something that's just something that enormous to play for, and the potential for incredible upsets and that sort of thing. That's the beauty of it, at least for me. But okay, I think that's gonna be it for questions, guys. I don't see any others. I'm sure one of you guys might be able to. One of you guys might be able to bait Steven again before we finish the show. But all right, next up, I wanted to announce my my giveaway winner, and I have his name right here. I can't really show you all, like the webpage shows all their information, so I can't do that right now. But we had a ton of entries. We had like 36,000 entries. So you didn't have a really good chance to win it, but you know, the person that does win it is going to be a lucky mofo. So the winner of my fall Razer bundle giveaway, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I was giving away the same bundle I gave away during the summer. It's this bundle right here. Let me show you. In case you guys missed it before, this bad boy right there. And
what is it for me and Destiny?
What is it? What is it?
Like we can't see what you're linking.
Oh, you can't link it.
What
Here
is
you go.
it?
Yeah. Well, Steven's seen it many times. Here you go. Just a little bundle that, again, it's the same, similar, or actually the same bundle I gave away for my summer one. And it's, you know, it's a headset, it's a keyboard, mouse pad, mouse bungee, and a couple t-shirts. And I'm going to be doing it just once a season. So, anyways, enough waiting. The winner of this giveaway, which I will be sending to you as soon as I can, is... Let me get my drum roll. Where's my drum roll? There it is. It is Mr. Brad Hodges of... Oh, I think he's from Michigan. So congratulations to... No, Brett Hodges, sorry. Brett Hodges is the winner of my Razer giveaway, and I want to thank everybody for entering. And again, I'm going to be doing it just every maybe 2 or 3 months. I'll be doing it again and let you guys know for sure. I'd be pretty cool if he was in the chat here, but I don't know if he is he? It's Brett. Yeah, it's Brett Hodges. Well, anyways,
Good
if
job,
you're
Brett.
there, say
Nice
hello.
That's my AKA. Get fucked.
Brett Hodges. Oh my god, that would be funny. Okay, guys. I think that's gonna be. I don't know. Anything you guys got to add before I wrap the show here? Sean, anything you wanna say, or any topics that maybe you wanted to add?
No, I really don't have anything.
Okay. I
we
was gonna
covered a
put you
lot
on the
of cool
spot
stuff.
there. Sorry, man. I just
No, it's fine. I wish I came up with something cool, but I got nothing.
no, but it's great having you on, buddy. Steven, any last?
I love everybody
You always have
equally.
some. You always have something, man.
I love everyone.
You love
I just second
I
what
just want to
Destiny
leave everybody.
says.
Yeah.
All right,
that's it.
all right.
Everybody
Good
with
stuff.
love.
Good stuff. All right, why don't we wrap with some shout outs, thank yous. Sheth, you want to do some?
Sure. Like, I'm sure all three of us really appreciate all of you guys for watching. You guys are great, and you know it's a lot of fun to do this sort of show with you guys watching and hanging out with us. Big shout out to Destiny for hanging out here too. You know, he looks maybe a little bit tired or sleepy today, but he's fully
What
here.
do you mean?
Fuck
He's
them.
fully here today. I can tell. So
Yeah.
thank you, and then ChanManV, of course, for letting me be on here to talk and just hang out. Like, I just have a great time. So thanks to everyone again. Just what Destiny said.
Of course. Steven,
I love you very much.
that's it?
I love
No,
all. That's it. I love everybody.
no Razer stuff or anything like.
Shout out to my sponsors.
Okay, well, actually, there is a last minute question for me. So the stat drive episode, yeah. So stat drive episode's delayed either a week or two because we're trying to work out some of the details as to just what was going on. So it's going to take another week or so, but we will be doing it. Don't you worry, it's going to happen. But I lied last week and said it was going to be this week. That's what we're doing. Unfiltered, and I'm sure you guys aren't disappointed, so definitely good. But again, Sean, great having you on. Love having you on all the time. And hopefully we'll do it again more in the future, and then you'll be playing, and we can talk about your success. Steven, as always, love doing these shows with you each and every week, even though you freaking sent a package to the wrong place. You fucking bastard.
I can't even believe that stupid
Fucking bastard.
Why the fuck would you mail me?
What the fuck are you talking? Oh my god, man. I'm like,
Why did you
alright, we're
mail
not gonna talk about
me?
this on air.
No, dude.
But anyways, for those of you that missed the beginning of the show, check out youtube.com/ChanManV. That's where all my VODs are for all. And I will post the VOD for this show shortly after. Follow this channel if you enjoy Unfiltered or any of my other shows like Value Town or Climb the Ladder, Wednesday Night Sprites, all that jazz. And then follow us on Twitter at LiquidSheth, at Steven_Vanel, and at ChanManV. I think that's it, guys. So for Unfiltered this week, this is Sheth, Destiny, and ChanManV. We will see you next time. Later.
But